down, Captain.
My brother, my responsibility.
At my command.
The operation was a success, but he can't be trusted. We have his DNA for Weapon 11. Terminate him.
What's up guys, this is Tubbs here, and welcome to my review of the movie-based game X-Men Origins Wolverine. Created by Raven Software, it was released all the way back in April 28 of 2009. Whoa, that's a long time now. I remember renting this game from Blockbuster after the film was released. Hey Kay, can you post up a pic of it?
Got your Tubbs. 1H in Blockbuster picture, come right up.
Yeah, thanks. Remember that place? Yeah, Pepper Ridge Farms remembers that. I thought this was going to be an okay movie license game, like others at that time. However, the first time I played it, it was on the 360, Xbox 360. But now I'm going to relive it on the PC. Does it hold up better than Wolverine's claws from the movie counterpart? Or will it die faster than it could regenerate? Let's find out, shall we? X-Men Origins Wolverine is a hack-and-slash action-adventure game. It's a mixture of Wolverine's backstory and the film to set up the events that happen. Now, one can say that if you saw the film, you already know what happens, so there's nothing new here, Tubbs. Well, it's true with the ending, but Raven Software took the liberty to add additions to the story from the comics and brings in two characters which flow with the consecutive story. Well, for me. The game begins in whatever future timeline this universe is in, and Wolverine's evading soldiers.
Everyone calls me Wolverine. I don't remember other names.
He eviscerates the soldiers very bloody-like, which should tell you this Wolverine game isn't PG-13.
In fact, I don't remember much of anything.
It then comes back to a flashback in Africa with Wolverine and his mutant team in the military plane on a mission. It is shot down and we have that badass opening to the game. Oh, did I forget to mention that Hugh Jackman and Liev Schreiber lent their voices for the game? Which I think adds more immersion and feel of authenticity to the game.
Nervous, meat? You smell nervous.
Better than how you smell, that's for sure.
Drop zone coming up.
The tale of why the moon
We
is
then
lonely.
skip ahead in time where Wolverine is with his love interest, but Sabretooth kills her and Wolverine's out for blood.
Let's take this outside.
After a pretty awesome boss fight, Sabretooth gets the better of him and he loses his bone claws. Colonel Stryker offers aid to Wolverine against his revenge on Sabretooth, which leads him to join the Weapon X
We
program.
had to confine him.
Any other man could endure. Your bones will be coated in adamantium. When we're done, you'll be able to withstand anything, even Creed.
As you can tell already, the graphics are not the best, but were good at the time. I can't really say much about the cutscenes and the acting, but for the most part, if you don't mind them, then you're good to go.
Supposed to be next. What's your
Though
plan,
I prefer to scream in the movie, but hey, I'm still happy we get the scene. Majority of the game spends time in these flashbacks, and it can get pretty annoying quickly when you're getting into the story, but then get pulled away to another flashback. Wolverine ends up in different places, from the snowy outskirts of the Weapon X facility, a casino in New Orleans, a Sentinel facility where he fights as Sentinel. Yeah, a Sentinel, boy. And finally, Stryker's Island. Steve Blum, who voices Wolverine in the animated shows, lends his voice to the background soldiers and in audio logs to provide background information in some parts of the game.
Project Wide Awake Executive Chamber. I would like to welcome the new members of the Project Wide Awake Committee. I know that we are of one mind now, and that we will accomplish great things.
Thank you, Representative Kelly. We look forward to following your lead in protecting mankind from the mutant menace.
And
seeing both versions of Wolverine is awesome to see, even if Blum doesn't have a major part in the game. If you don't know who he is, then here's a clip.
We did this movie called Hulk vs. Wolverine, and Wolverine actually drew blood in that one. So instead of going blah, he actually went and really tore into the Hulk, and so we brought him to another level of ferocity.
Gameplay. To satisfy the bloodlust within one, Wolverine has enough tools or the claws to get the job done. You have your standard light attack and heavy attack, a grab, a dodge, a lunge attack, always awesome to see, and a block. You can use the environment to get quick kills and can add some cool moments while you're fighting. The camera, however, can get in the way of the fight, which can really be annoying. Though Wolverine can block bullets after he gets his adamantium, which is kinda disappointing, but at least he can retract his claws. And no, it doesn't mess with his regeneration if he keeps it out. Wolverine's revenge. Speaking of regeneration, Raven Software wanted to make his healing factor true to how it's supposed to depict, and they did an amazing job on it. As Wolverine takes damage, you can see his body heal itself in real time, and even can see his muscle tissue and bones inside. Wolverine has a couple of special abilities which are tied to a rage meter. These are upgradable in the menu along with other things, but nothing too fancy, just the basic. Instead of just a prompt letting you know that you leveled up, every time you do, Wolverine lets you know by letting out a badass scream.
And send me down to evacuate science personnel from the area.
The enemy variety are surprisingly really good in this game. You can't just spam your lunge attack for some enemies, and you have to use your feral senses to detect others that you can't normally see. Yes, some are your basic shield boy and shooty boys, but there's effort in it.
School's in, Bob.
There are some big enemies to fight too, but they become repetitive and will turn a lot of people off after they fought it for the third time. Yikes. Final thoughts. X-Men Origins Wolverine still holds up since the day I rented it from Blockbuster Videos. If you can look over the data graphics a bit, repetitiveness of the enemies, and some parts can drag on, Raven Software really made an amazing game that shows how a movie licensed game should be done. The story holds up well, with a cliffhanger ending, and it gives you one of the best Wolverine versions to play in the game. Gruesome, bloody, and brutal enough to even satisfy my bloodlust or yours. My final rating is a 8 out of 10 and belongs on the shelf. The game is really cheap nowadays, but for PC it can get pretty high, but not too much. If you're looking to kick back and rip people to shreds as Wolvie, then look no further than this game. Okay guys, this is Tubbs here signing out, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Oh, it's getting pretty spooky out here. Ah, no wonder. So I'll be reviewing some horror games, but sure enough, I'm already getting the bejeebus scare out of me with these online college classes. Ugh. Wish me luck and take care, folks. I mean, his claws, they don't look that bad in the movie. Well, that I remember. Oh. Oh. Well, at least we still have the Wolverine.